Do you know what I did the other day? I got up and I had a great workout, and then I took a sauna, and then I walked on the beach. Later on, I took my daughter to the movies and we went shopping, and that night I cooked a great dinner, and I talked to my son about guns because he just got back from an 8-hour gun training. But what I didn't do was I didn't look at email, I didn't reply to text, I didn't think about the 1,001 other friggin' things that I have to do in business, because although your success in business has a lot to do with the work that you put in, it also has a lot to do with your ability to rest. And subscribers to almost any one of my social media platforms have heard me say that success in business and in your personal wealth has more to do with the things that most people, especially the online gurus, never freaking talk about. It has nothing to do with loopholes or a special event that you need to attend or a master class that you need to buy to learn something new. The most important two factors that you need to excel in both business and personal wealth are, first, plugging into the right mentors who have achieved what you want to achieve multiple times. Not just once, not twice, because in business that's called luck. And just because one person got lucky never means that you will ever get lucky doing the same thing that they did. So you need to plug into mentors who have already done what you want to do multiple times and done it with proficiency and grace. And they're willing to stop what they're doing, even just for a few minutes or an hour once in a while, to look at what you're doing and fix your plan, or make introductions for you, or show you the things that you need to stop doing in order to be successful. And if you meet somebody who says that, you could just call me and ask me what, your questions, that's not a friggin' mentor. That's bullshit. Because if you already knew the right questions to ask, you'd already be doing what needs to be done to hit your targets. And the second most important thing for you to excel in business and in your personal wealth is to understand how to unplug at the right times so you get the rest that you need to show up the next day and to think more clearly and to make better decisions and to have the charisma and the energy to attract the right people on your team. And there's a big difference between when a new entrepreneur hears this compared to a highly successful multimillionaire entrepreneur, because a new entrepreneur is going to hear that and they're going to equate rest to escape. So they'll go out partying with their friends, or they'll have a couple of drinks at the end of the night, or they'll get lost in a TV show or social media that takes control of their brain instead of improving it. But when you talk to highly successful entrepreneurs, somebody who's not just highly successful in business, but they've also developed great personal wealth and great personal as well as business relationship and fulfillment because they love what they do instead of needing to work in order to pay their bills. When you talk to successful people like that, when you use the word relax, they make a list of hobbies that stimulate their brain in a different way. Meaning if their job requires them to stare at a computer all day, then they get their ass outdoors and they walk, or they maybe hike, because moving their body and looking at nature instead of sitting in front of a computer all day stimulates their brain in a different way, in a way that gives them downtime away from work-related thoughts so that it can process those thoughts in a bigger, better way. Because doing that will always put them ahead of those who sit in front of their TV or go out for drinks, both of which most people associate with rest. Both of those, however, kill your brain's ability to recuperate. Or successful people who talk about business all day might go out there and have friends over and cook dinner together and laugh and tell stories, because that's stimulating their brain in a different way, and it makes you better the next day. About 3 years ago, I moved to Florida, and I ended up spending the first few months working harder than I normally do because I was in the middle of a big project. And I remember a good friend of mine invited me over to his house to watch the fights on TV. Now, at that time, I had never watched the fights, and I definitely didn't know the names of the fighters or anything else like that. So it was a lot for me to say yes to that invitation. But I forced myself because I knew that I needed to get out. And since then, we've hung out a bunch more times, and that group has grown. And every single time I hang out with them, I feel refreshed and recharged the next day. Not because we're watching the fights together. In fact, I could probably count on maybe 1 or 2 hands the number of minutes that I actually watch the fights when I'm there. But the fact that I'm together with friends who I laugh with and I share stories with and I eat a meal with, that makes me more productive because it's not an escape. It's a change of stimulus. And your brain does not get better from escaping through TV or alcohol or social media. Your brain gets better by staying stimulated and changing the stimulation from whatever you're used to doing at work to something that's different and exciting for you.